Hi, my name's Adam. I'm going to tell you about the story of Jonah and the well. There's a lot that you can learn from this story, and once we get done talking about it, we'll see how it applies to our lives. One day God asked a man named Jonah to go to Nineveh and tell them to stop living bad. The problem was Jonah didn't want to help these people. He knew they were bad and he wanted them to be punished for their mistakes. So instead of listening to God, Jonah thought he would run away from Nineveh and not do what God asked him. He ran to the sea where he found a ship that was going to another city. He paid the captain and went to the lower part of the boat and fell asleep. Shortly after the boat left the shore, a very bad storm came up and started tossing the boat around. All the men were very afraid, so they started throwing their packages overboard in hopes they wouldn't drown. The captain soon went to find Jonah, who was still asleep in the boat. He said to Jonah, "How can you be sleeping? Get up and pray to your God. Maybe he can help us." The captain didn't realize that Jonah didn't just believe in a God, he believed in the one true God, that he could help them. Meanwhile, the other sailors decided that the storm was Jonah's fault and he must have done something wrong to make his God so angry. So they asked Jonah, "What have you done? What God do you believe in? What can you do to make this storm stop?" Jonah told them, "I believe in the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the land, and I'm running away from something God has asked me to do. It's my fault that this is happening, and if you throw me off, the storm will stop." The men didn't want to hurt Jonah by throwing him off the boat, so they tried rowing best they could, but the storm just got worse. So they picked Jonah up, threw him into the sea. The storm immediately calmed and the sea became still. The men on the boat realized Jonah believed in the one true God and prayed to him. Then the captain and the crew looked out to sea as a whale came and swallowed up Jonah. God actually sent the whale to keep Jonah from drowning. Jonah stayed in the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. Just think for a second how it would be inside of a whale. It would be slimy, sticky, things floating around. Jonah probably didn't think he would ever get out of there. While Jonah was trapped inside the fish, he did a lot of praying. He asked God to forgive him for running away and thanked him for not letting him drown. After the 3rd day, the fish...
The fish what? What happened after the 3rd day?
The whale spit him on dry land, and the whale did just that. Jonah was happy to be out of the dark belly of the whale. But boy, did he need a shower. He was slimy and smelly. Then the Lord told Jonah a second time to go to Nineveh and tell the people to stop being bad. This time Jonah obeyed God and went there right away. When Jonah got there, he told the people what had happened to him. He warned them. God said they should stop doing bad things, or in 40 days the city and everything will be destroyed. To Jonah's surprise, the people listened to him and they prayed to God and said sorry for all the bad things they had done. Soon the king of Nineveh heard what was going on, and he ordered that everyone to listen to God and stop doing bad things. And when God saw that they were trying to do good instead of be bad, he felt love for them and didn't destroy their city. That could have been the end of the story, except Jonah was very angry. He was mad that God didn't punish the people. He knew that God was a loving God and didn't want to destroy anyone if he didn't have to. So Jonah went on a hill and cried. God saw Jonah, knew how he was feeling, and explained to Jonah, He loves everyone. After all, he made us. He didn't like to destroy people who are doing bad things. God would rather see us turn from bad and do good. And that's the story of Jonah and the well. And how it applies to my life is that I was running from God's plan for my life. I took boat rides that led me to get kicked out of the boat and find myself in the belly of a well. I remember my teenage years. I started to drink and had an anger problem. I chose my plan over God's. That led me to get into fights at school and not want to learn anything my teachers taught. Soon I was in high school, and my drinking problem led me to bigger things like marijuana and meth. This got me into even more trouble as I was running from the police and going to jail. I couldn't hold a job because of my drug problem. I had many opportunities to live the life God had called me to. But like Jonah, I ran. I would try to go far away from his plan so I wouldn't feel the pain of letting God down. But no matter where I went, the sea got rough, and the only way to get right was to turn to Him. But unlike Jonah, I did not choose God's plan the first storm. I had many storms that led me away from His purpose, until one day out of nowhere I found myself lost at sea, drowning, and God sent me a well to save me. And that's how I ended up in the New Life Dream Center, where now I am a new man and I'm living out God's plan. Soon, I'm in college right now, learning how to be a better citizen in society, and to be a leader one day in the men's home, and just to live out God's ways as best as possible. Thank you. Bye.
That's good.